Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to Calmlands. This is episode 14 of, well, my take anyways, on the one tile challenge as put into the universe by Zorch Farming, friend of the channel and fellow content creator. I am just in the process of clearing this spawn point here for the firewood production. It seems to generate a lot of firewood. Anyways, this is like multiple times trying to record this for different issues, but this is in one of my previous attempts to record this episode. I had the firewood production go bad on me. It's like it locked up. I could see it in the production menu, but I couldn't actually access it or do anything with it, and it stopped producing firewood. So I don't know what caused that. I had a substantial amount of wood in the production. But yeah, I don't really know what happened there. So that plus a number of other reasons, I opted to take another crack at recording this episode, which is why this time in preparation, instead of just loading wood into the firewood production, I have it all broken up into more like bite-sized sections over there, so I can put it into the production as needed. I kind of want to let the production run through all of the wood that it has right now. And the thought that maybe if we do have an issue, at least I don't have as much wood being lost. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for now, I just want to make sure this is clear. The spawn point only holds 10 bags at 1,500 liters apiece. The firewood production itself only holds the equivalent of 10 bags. So we want to really make sure this is clear all the time, so we don't run into any issues where it's like stops producing or something. That would not be good. So in this episode, we are going to, well, first clear this. We are going to make a small purchase. I did notice, I took a quick peek into the used offerings, and I did notice something that I think will come in handy for us. So we're going to make a small purchase. We have a lawn to mow, which is awesome. We have a number of products to sell. I think things like, if I remember correctly, a couple of the pastas are good to sell. Grape juice, I think, is good to sell. Peas, I believe. Sunflower oil, I think, is even good to sell. So we could potentially, I seem to think there's probably about $100,000, or we should see ourselves at about $100,000, I think, by the end of the day. Not that we want to stay there, because we want to pay off the loan, basically. So I'm hopeful that if things sell the way I think they're going to sell, we should be able to kind of pay down our loan by 50 grand and then still have some money in the bank, which will be fantastic. So we're just going to take these potatoes down to the BGA. Don't know if I've explained, especially because I've had to record this so many times, but I don't know if I've explained yet why I'm carrying these and not distributing them. But I had set them to distribute, and it was being sent to the pasta maker, even though I think it's gnocchi that takes potato for the production. I didn't even have it activated, but instead of setting it to where I had it activated, which was the BGA, specifically looking for the potatoes, it was taking them to the pasta manufacturer. So I don't really know why, but so I figure, well, screw it. I'll just physically bring them down here when they're ready. And I don't have to worry about anything, right? Yeah, look at this grass. This grass is ready. Once it's mowed, so the item that we have, or that was in the used that I was thinking about buying, is actually a liquid spreader, which one of the things that we can spread would be digestate. I'm thinking that by the time, or once we're done mowing, we may find an opportunity to put down some digestate in this field if it needs it. So actually, you know what? Let's make that purchase right now. This is interesting. I saw this. I thought, well, this would be a good way. This is the yarder. Have you ever used the yarder or seen it used? Basically, you park this unit at one end. So this arm goes up, and then there's a line that comes out of it, and you attach that really far away, and then there's like a zip line on this. So you can attach trees to it, and then basically this thing will drag the trees to back to this, and you know, hopefully this is parked in a drop off point for a production, and then you just drop the stuff and off you go. So this is the spreader that I was looking at. So it's got an 11 meter spread width, and it holds 8,000 liters. Honestly, I don't know how fast we're going to burn through digestate. I'm assuming it's really fast, but I guess we'll find out. So let's buy that. It's half price. We might as well go pick that up quickly. And then we'll do the animal run to make sure that we've got, you know, the wool and the milk and stuff taken care of. Then we will go and probably sell a bunch of things. Then we will mow the lawn, which will then have to get, you know, put into rows, baled up, and then wrapped. I'm a little on the fence of whether or not I'm going to be dumping the silage into the BGA. I may do that anyways. Oh, I don't understand this. I noticed this before, but we have an empty pallet over here, and I don't know what it's for. Yeah, it's just a pallet. I'll just lean that up against the wall. All right, well, let's take this home. It's kind of one of those funny little purchases. I didn't necessarily have, you know, spreader like this on my radar, but I don't have anything else in my fleet that for you know, to spray digestate. So we're gonna need something. So this one will have to do. I think we'll just go drop this down at the BGA here. Pretty much all pastas could be sold today. Some are, like the spinach pasta, for example, is dead on as far as you know, the target value. The tricolor, the three-color, the tricolore pasta is a little short, but not so much so that it doesn't matter. We could sell it. And we have the carrot pasta, I believe, is nowhere close. But no, wait, that's not right. I think it was somewhat close to top price. So we'll just, you know, rather than really thinking too hard, we'll just sell all of it. So the sell point for this, if you recall, is like behind this. So we have the pallets obviously that have spawned here. Plus, then I have got a bunch of stuff in storage that we can grab. Yeah, so that was almost that was like $3,000 just for those two. That ain't no craft dinner, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, there we go. So another $1,500 roughly there. So, okay, well, we'll go grab the animal tanker and head up to the animals so we can see what we can do over there. As I'm driving over here, pretty much every production has a pallet sitting there waiting to do something with it. So we'll have some cleaning up to do and some money making to do once we get this the animals taken care of. I'll be curious to see or show you over here. So right now, there was a mod that dropped like 2 days ago, and it's almost like part of the realistic animal mod from the modder Arrow. It's actually from that modder as well, but it's almost like a function. It's one of the features of that realistic animal mod was the you know, basically seeing more animals. I don't remember what it's called, but I guess by default we can see up to 50 animals, even if you had like 500 animals. Well, I've slowly been cranking it up, waiting for the game to explode. So we're at 90 animals right now, where you can visualize 90 animals. It kind of looks like it too. There's quite a bit going on in there. We'll continuously kind of just crank it up bit by bit until something breaks. Is that maybe a smart idea? But yeah, you can really notice a lot of animals over there, and they're all just looking at me like, "Yo, what are you doing, man?" Like, the cows gotta live with sheep, and the sheep they always have to live with goats. But none of them really look too impressed. There we go. 1,200 liters of wood and 1,000 liters of cow milk, plus whatever's in that for the goats up there, like those containers. I don't know how much is in there yet, but that's a decent amount of milk and a decent amount of wool to put into the productions. All right, so I guess we'll probably put this milk in here first, maybe. All right, good. Let's go get the wool put into Granny's Nightmare, and then we can clean up everything else. There. All right, well, let's go dump the water tanker. All right, so I remember the peas being ready to sell. Let's take a look at the lettuce. It may not be ready. Yeah, lettuce is going to come up $1,000 short. It's about $300 per 1,000 liters short right now. Peas are right there, so we can go get the pea pallets. We'll come back for the lettuce and put that away at some point. The grape juice is good to sell, but we want to sell that by itself because it goes to like the little fruit market or whatever it's called. So let's grab that grape juice. Okay, well this might as well just go right into the sale, this grape juice. Yeah, $2,300 basically. All right, so it looks like we just have 2 more pallets of grape juice in here, so we'll get those sold. So I was a little reluctant to activate Easy Dev, which came out just recently. Was more waiting until we started a new series before I introduced anything sort of major like that. But I have added it to the series, and I'll add it to everything. It was brought up. I can seem to continuously have issues with like the wood slivers and stuff. So it was kind of suggested that maybe that would be helpful for me to install it, because I could delete all like wood slivers and logs apparently, and stumps apparently. That's a feature of it now. So there we go. I was just missing it, I guess. All right, so we got some oils here. So I think I mentioned the sunflower oil is good to go. Olive oil we can still store. Let's just double check that. Yeah, so sunflower oil down here. It's pretty dang close, so we're just going to take those 14 pallets and get them sold. Also, the canola oil is very close, so we could sell canola oil and sunflower oil. All right, we just got some stuff spawned there. Sorry, as I'm playing this, I'm seeing messages come through on my phone. My oldest is out riding at a track that is a little ways away from here, so I get a message saying my riding has been cut short, and then no additional message. This is a motocross, and then after a period of time, I see a picture come through, and I can see the way the radiators are situated. He's got a relatively, I think it's a 24 YZ250F, so that's a Yamaha 250 motocross bike. It's tuned pretty good, good suspension, all this stuff, whatever. Anyway, so it's he's been prone to destroying radiators. They're kind of at the front of his bike, and he's often crashing and bending them or breaking them, and then it breaks the plastics and everything. So I'm seeing a picture here where it looks like he's destroyed his radiator again, which is not a cheap thing, but they're definitely, like, I don't know, the design are horrible in these things. But I guess you can only do so much with these bikes. Like, there's so much going on with them, and they're fairly exposed. And I mean, you're literally, when you crash, you're just, it's you and the ground, and hopefully the bike takes the brunt of it, and not yourself. So I'm just waiting for an update on his condition, but I mean, he did send me a message, and the bike is on a stand, so hopefully that means he's all right. Kid's 19, so I think he could take care of himself, but we'll hope for the best here. This would be a great opportunity for the Gaming Joy mega stacking capabilities, where you can spawn up to 3 pallets high. Yeah, that's like 10 grand right there. So we're over 80 grand now, folks. So we'll get that single pallet of sunflower oil. And then we have 4 pallets of canola. I think that means there's still canola oil in there. Let's hope the canola oil is a little bit lighter. Nope. I did buy a weight, did I not? Or was I just thinking maybe it was a good idea and never did it? This would be a good time for that weight. Yeah, we're going like 10 grand at a time here. We're almost 100 grand, and we can still get into the pastas. This is gonna be fantastic. Oh, and there's a pallet of peas. Yeah, that was weird. That red box that just appeared on the screen. It's one thing after another. Always, there's always some kind of surprise. I tend to wonder sometimes. I've got you know, essentially 4 species of animals all coexisting in my animal area plus the apple orchards. I just added a powerful mod like easy development tools or whatever it is. Actually, I need to check something because I feel like flight mode is activated. Flight mode's off. We don't want a jump multiplier. So it looks like a bunch of stuff is on by default here. I already took the running multiplier down. Super strength off, super strength input. I don't know exactly what that means. Oh, that's to turn super strength on and off. Well, that's good. We'll just continuously keep that off. $99,600. That's pretty dang close right there. I also think the milk is sellable actually, but here, let's go see what else is in here. Oof, we're still running fast, folks. Yeah, okay, well now we can sell the pastas. And actually the price for pasta is pretty much the same up here as it is down at the other sell point, so we can sell that up here. Here's the first 4 spinach pastas. This should be, I imagine this will be about $5,000. And I think what we'll do is before we get any crazy ideas of how we want to blow, well, $7,000 maybe? Before we get any crazy ideas of how we want to blow our money on things, we're going to probably just take $50,000 and put it right down on the loan. I do want to get a windrow. I want to get rid of the one we've been using. Got to get that lone box of spinach pasta. These pastas are nice because they're not super heavy. Oh yeah, we are just killing it right now. Alright, let me get the rest of this pasta sold and then potentially the milk sold, and then we'll be able to check in because I'm sure this is not the most exciting thing just going back and forth selling, but it's probably more exciting when you get to do this in your own game and it's like, you know, you're making money. Alright, this should be the last 2 things of milk. Yeah, we're over $130,000 and I just set the methane and the digestate to sell, so I think there's about $10,000 there. So once we hit 10 o'clock, I guess we'll see that. I was just looking down there to see if anything else spawned. Oh, you know what we need to do? It looks as though, so apple juice is pretty dang near, I mean, we're within hundreds of dollars anyways of the total. So we could sell that right now, and I think I'm going to do that because then we're going to take this carry-all thing. Carry-all, is that what I think that's what we call it in Australia, right? We'll take the carry-all over to the apple orchard because I see we have like 7,000 liters of apples, which are not the ones currently in the production because we have like almost basically with the apples I ended up setting them just to stop distributing them. Oh, actually maybe that's why. I thought I had them set to selling. Maybe I have them set to storing. We'll have to check that because the apple juice factory or whatever can't keep up with them. We're having a massive backlog, so look at that, another $16,000. So we're $150,000. Okay, so I probably should put $100,000 down on our loan because really we don't have anything to buy. I mean, I need a windrow, and I mean, I said I wanted a you know, probably in a moment of weakness, said I wanted a bale wrapper, like a baler and wrapper together, but honestly, do I even really need it? I mean, we have a decent enough wrapper and I've got, and yeah, it's fine, no problem, man. So I think really we can probably pay $100,000 down on our loan. Let's just go see what these menaces have been up to here. So these guys basically take the pallets and then send them everywhere. Yeah, look, there are pallets everywhere here. Okay, well, thankfully you can just hand bomb these, so let's do that. Maybe it's the amount of animals. Like, I'm noticing some real jittering here. It recommends having 50, showing 50 animals. Let's try something. Oh, why is the tractor moving? Oh, look at it. Oh, jeez. Buddy, what are you doing? Okay, hold on a second here. All right, let's take this down to like 75, and then we'll see how that goes. So I think I need to get out of here quickly because these guys, once they come in contact with the pallet, they just push the whole tractor. And then the pallet goes flying. Oh, look, that guy's going directly for it. Get away. Yeah, this is some jittery production right now. Holy. So there should be 7 pallets. Oh, there's a pig. I just ran over a pig. Oh, stay away. Look, they're eyeing it up, man. Look, I got a cow basically trying to figure out how to get into the tractor. I got a sheep eyeing up the apples. Oh, come on. No, no. What the destruction. Look, just, oh. Oh my God, the pallet just flew. Okay, this is a problem. I gotta get this tractor ready. Excuse me, everybody. I'm just gonna get out of here. That was crazy. That pallet was moving. Can I run these guys over? Oh, I can't. Yeah, okay, there's full collisions here. Okay, we're in a bad spot. Let's get out of here. All right, so I gotta hand bomb them where these guys can't get into it. What the hell? I hope that we caught that. I know that I could see it in my view. So, okay, let me get these cleaned up. Oh, great. This guy pooping? Get out of my way. Okay, yeah. I mean, we're supposed to have 7 pallets, but I could only find 4. So that's interesting. So let's just get these sold. No sense putting them in the production. We're getting tons of apples in the production. That was traumatizing. What the heck? Oh my gosh. It's always something with those animals. Alright, so I don't think this past the factory takes apples, but we should just be careful because there's a drop-off point right there. And then I guess what we'll do after this is we'll probably get started on the mowing because so I will pay down the loan, but I think what I'm going to do is we're going to mow first. Then we're going to make sure that we've purchased our windrow before we actually pay the loan down, because I just want to make sure I don't leave myself short for funds. Not that I think I'm going to eat into 100. Oh, look, there's more apple juice here to sell. Not that I think I'm going to eat into $150,000 so much that I can't afford a windrow, but I think it's the Samaz windrow that we want. All right, we'll just place that there. And we'll get set up for mowing right after I take these potatoes down to the BGA. All right, potatoes are into the BGA and we're ready to mow. Just spoke to my kid. Thankfully, he's okay. That's the thing with motocross, man. It's it's so easy to just smack yourself up bad, but we're all we gotta do is get a clutch and a radiator and we should be good. So there's a good I don't know, I don't even remember what that costs. We've bought probably like 4 different rads. At least you only have to buy one side, I think, but we're lucky we have some connections with the national team, so we were able to grab parts through there, which has been helpful. Anyways, okay, we're mowing now. So I had mentioned I wasn't sure whether I would take the silage bales and throw them into the BGA or not, but I think I just will. I don't know. Might as well just keep throwing everything into the BGA. It's kind of like pick a direction and stick with it kind of thing. So we'll just, if we've decided that that's what we're going to do, let's just do it. But anyways, yeah, we'll get this baled up and we'll put it into the BGA regardless. We are not going to have any straw until, well, what? I mean, the wheat, everything. I mean, that's like fall. Yeah, that's basically fall of the next, in-game year. So, or the season or whatever. So it's going to be quite a while before we're going to be able to put anything like that in here. We almost should ramp up our potato production. And perhaps, have potatoes growing in every greenhouse, so we can just keep feeding this thing. I guess I could do the math too. We could determine how much we make for 1,000 liters of silage, which I think is only it maxes out at like $240, and then take a look at how much methane and electricity we get out of 1,000 liters of silage. The digestate, we're not necessarily putting a dollar value to the digestate because we are going to try to use that as fertilizer. I don't know if that we'll know right away whether that's a good idea when we start trying to use it and determine whether or not, you know, it just vanishes really fast, or you know, we'll be able to decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. But so really, if we just look at valuing the electricity and the methane, we should be able to do the math to figure out whether the silage is best sold as silage, or whether it's, you know, doing good for us to put it into the BGA. So we'll try to do that math. I think we all know how much I love doing FS math. That usually results in some kind of an error that you know, doesn't work out for us. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. So beyond this grass work, I think once this is all baled up, it's really just, you know, what do we do with our wood? We just keep chopping trees down and putting it into the firewood production. Hopefully it doesn't fail like it did in one of my attempts at recording this episode, and we just keep producing firewood. We're gonna have a lot of bags of firewood if we continue on. Like, I think if I look, I can't really see from here, but I imagine that spawn point is probably I think there's maybe a bag out there. We're at least emptying that spawn point once a day, if not more. And if that's the case, with 10 bags per, if we're doing at least 10 bags per in-game day, you know, we have, well, I mean, there could be 6, let's look, October, 1st of October, 2nd of October, November, December. There could be like 60 more bags there. Ish. That's a lot. That's gonna be kind of a rough day of selling firewood. I wonder if we can auto load firewood with our trailer. That wouldn't be so bad. But this grass is looking nice and fluffy, so we should get a decent yield off of this, I think. Although I guess looks can be deceiving. I got a few more passes here. Yeah, I'm liking the looks of this. I'm curious to see what we get off this field. I'm also liking the looks of the $166,000 that we have in the bank. That's definitely $100,000 going down on that loan, man. Do we pay? I can't remember whether it was in one of the previously attempted recordings of this, or whether I actually paid down another extra 50. I think we've only paid in reality of $50,000 towards the loan. Not more than that. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute here when I get these last couple passes. So a couple of little things we can do, I guess. I've got some flour I keep seeing on the loading dock there. We can get that down into the pasta production. We do have, I believe it's I don't know, one of the pastas requires flour. So we can do that, and then we can literally just keep pushing some logs into that firewood production. So that this, I think I meant. Oh, actually, this might be a good time to do that. So this area right here behind the BGA, so it's kind of a bit of a rectangle there. That might not be a bad place to put that base game $10,000 sawmill and just be done with it, because I can rely on the firewood production, which is fine. I mean, I said we were going to do that, but I should probably hedge my bets a little bit if we are going to end up with some issues, regarding that firewood production. I should have something else going already, so that way we're not just stuck with a bunch of wood. So yeah, I think maybe we should, I mean, while we have some money, there I am trying to figure out ways to spend the money that we got to pay back. But if we're purchasing a windrow to make our grass lives easier, and we're putting in a sawmill, I guess that's not the worst. That would mean, though, I'd need to get all this grass picked up and baled and moved out of the way before I can do that. So that's not so bad. So if maybe by the end of the day we'll have made a ton of money, put $100,000 or so down on our loan, and then put in an additional production. I would have put that toy factory or whatever in, but it doesn't seem to be working. All right, so we're just gonna grab our windrow here. I think I grab it from this side, don't I? Okay, so we'll get this up to the shop and we'll see what we can get for this. We'll go trade this for a more substantial model. This thing hasn't been too bad. I mean, we definitely picked up a lot of grass with it. Oh my god, what is going on right now? It's like everybody in the greater Comlands area decided to go for a drive. It's like all or nothing on this map, man. Let's see if we got to do any repairs first here. Oh, speaking of repairs, our tractor's down at $4,000. Okay, well, I mean, I am Mr. Moneybags right now. Repair, repaint, sell for $6,600. Nice. All right, so I don't want to get too pricey here. This is the one we just sold, the GA4731. We're not going to get basically the same thing. That's what these would be. So the good old Samaz at 8.4 meters. It's either that or we spend a couple grand more for this Kloss. I can't remember the last time we used this Samaz. Are we using this on New Frontier? 8.4 meters, that's not so bad. Let's do that. All right, let's get this thing back to this yard and get some work done. Sorry, I ended up getting a phone call there while I was probably in mid-sentence and had to grab it. More motocross stuff. My youngest rides a KX85. It's 85 Kawasaki, and we noticed his suspension was starting to get pretty bad. So I'd never actually had it rebuilt or anything, and I don't know how to do that. So he brought it to a local suspension guy who comes highly recommended. And yeah, anyways, that was a sort of a phone call talking about what's going on with the suspension. Yeah, it's pretty much in bad shape, anyways. So could have been dicey there for him had he hit a landing hard or something. So. That's why you get these things serviced, right? But so now just in the span of recording this, whoa, they were all over the place. Just in the span of recording this episode, we're into a clutch, a radiator, potentially some new plastics and hardware, and a rear shock, and we don't know yet on the front fork. So yeah, this has been a pricey recording so far. The hell? So this tractor doesn't really handle this windrow really well. It seems to kind of put me all over the place. I think we'll go straight across and then just collect it going up and down. I'm just trying to get the grass away from the edges. So the nice thing about this windrow is it's very wide. I like that, and I do like the fact that it just pumps all the grass right into the middle. But it does kind of manhandle this this tractor. It seems like we're getting pushed around a lot. This is going to be kind of a dream picking this grass up. Got some big fat rows here. Ooh, okay, we don't want to visit that wheat field. Nice thing is I can't tear up this grass because grass in this map anyways, grass is not destructible. I'm trying to remember what map it was destructible, and I think we've had this conversation before, but I really think it was Bally Springs or Bally Spring or whatever they called it. Does anybody remember? Is it was there crop destruction on grass on that map? I remember playing a map and learning the hard way, like basically bombing into a grass field, only to realize that I was just destroying it. Because you don't expect that. Because majority of the time, you can't destroy grass. So it is a little unusual when you can. So it's a little hard to tell exactly how well you're doing here because the way the graphics are, the windrows sort of like shift in and out of existence while you're looking at them. Let's see if we can just kind of gather up this last little bit of grass and add it to this row. But yeah, look, it's like they keep shifting in, they disappear. The shadows are incredibly dark. I don't know. Yeah, it's like everything's super exposed, but then also the shadows are super dark. So it does make it quite hard to see, and then they just keep shifting. But we have now put everything in rows, so we can go get the baler. Had I bought a second tractor, I could have had somebody follow me around and bale as we go, but that's okay. It's not like we have a ton of grass anyways. If we are to make this the one tile challenge plus, then we'll probably need to invest in another tractor, is my guess anyways, because then we can get someone to follow us around for stuff like that. because if we do buy the new property, we're going to have a considerable amount of mowing to do to begin with. That really got us off to a good start when we got onto this map, or oh my gosh, when we got at the first tile. Yeah, it really helped, I think, with the fact that we mowed everything and then essentially made silage. Really, that was the first chunk of dough. Okay, we have barely any round bale net, which I think that's what this is, isn't it? Or is that? Yep. Okay, I can only put in. So I had a partial bale of netting in there, I guess. So it only lets me. I can't put a part. I can't just fill it up. It has to take a whole roll. Okay, the bale counter has been reset. 414 bales on this baler. 414 bales seems like a lot of bales. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the lighting here. It seems incredibly bright. Must have been some kind of setting change. I don't remember it looking like this before. So I guess, like, thinking ahead to next episodes, the next episode is likely going to be another mowing, really, if you think about it, because other than just, like, basic farm maintenance, moving the wool and milk around and then cleaning up the spawn points, that kind of thing, well, we should have probably a bit of a sell-off in December. I think what did we do? The clothing, I think, should be December, right? We discovered that. We thought it was January, and then we missed the mark. Was that what it was, or was it May? I can't remember. But we should keep an eye on productions, I guess, and maybe, sell some stuff through the winter if it hits. Like lettuce, for example, would probably be one over the winter. The firewood, but then really beyond that, it's going to be probably mowing the other grass fields. So it's likely that the next episode will be a selling and mowing episode. Wait a minute, we just had one of those. So back-to-back selling and mowing episodes, I guess, is probably what we're going to end up with. And here we go. We're on the last little bit. Let's see how much I can miss. I seem to be missing on every single pass, to be honest. And then with the lighting, it's so hard to see where you can go back and pick up the grass. You kind of have to get lucky. Yeah, I can see that I'm missing some already. So I think we're somewhere in the mid-30s for bales, but we'll check in a second. It's pretty good. I didn't really have a number expectation, so I mean, I can't tell you whether I think that's a good number or not, but you can see some grass over here. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad. All right, let's see what we got. 35 bales plus some, like a half bale in the chamber. Not bad, not bad. All right, well, let's get, I might as well get this out too then. We'll take that 1,500 liters of grass and turn it into a bale. And yeah, we'll get this stuff. Well, I guess we'll get it wrapped. We'll get it picked up, and then we'll probably take it somewhere near. I wonder if I got a spot I can put it near the BGA for easy transport once it ferments. And then let's take before we go and we pay for the loan, let's go and take a quick look at that sawmill. I think it's kind of funny I wanted to sort of avoid going back to any of like the stuff we used in the past and base game stuff or whatever, but maybe it's a good option, especially because we don't have a lot of real estate. So I just can't remember how big it is. So that might be the deciding factor. There's always the Gaming Joy industrial sawmill, but they're just maybe a little bit too powerful for this series. I love those things though. Okay, so let's do this. They funded our entire mission on New Frontier. Yeah, so all we got to do is get these 35 bales wrapped, get them out of the way. Yeah, see, here's the wooden toy workshop. So maybe I was wrong. Like, I really want to put this down because I like the way it looks. You can go inside. It's, I think, a great fit for what we got here. But yeah, it just didn't seem to work. But I have a hard time believing that if there's something on the this is going to sound dumb, but I have a hard time believing there's something on the mod hub that just doesn't work. Can't believe I just said that out loud. But yeah, just like that it failed so poorly. Where is the base game sawmill? All right, I didn't actually have the small sawmill downloaded, but I think I'm going to go a slightly different route. Man, I just keep, every time we make some money, I find a way to kind of go a little further away from paying off our loan. But I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to go this route. So the base game, or the small sawmill, I guess is what it's really called, is 10 grand. It is seemingly a lot slower than this. This is $50,000, so 5 times the amount. But looks like maybe it's like 10 times faster than that small sawmill. So I think we're probably going to go this route. I've never used it before. That's also why I'd like to use it. And then, and I do kind of like the way it looks. Like I think it looks cool. The like the building and everything. So I think we'll go this route. So we'll get this cleaned off. We'll get this stuff wrapped. We'll get these bales put away, and then we'll put this in. All right, there you go. There's the last one. Let's go get ourselves a trailer to pick these things up. I mean, as relaxing as the wrapping is, it does take a bit of time there, driving around in circles. Yeah, I'm not too disappointed that I'm going to go the sawmill and firewood route. We have literally so much fire. Like, look how many bags of firewood I already have. I mean, I'm not doing this because the firewood's like not a big money maker, because I don't think it is a huge money maker, to be honest with you. Probably could use the wood in better ways, which I think is maybe what we're gonna do. But yeah, I just want to sort of hedge my bets there when it comes to the wood, and I'd like to be inspired to put more trees in, right? So, but I need something. We need something cool to be able to do with those trees. There we go. I always seem to have a bit of an issue when it comes to starting off picking things up, but I think that's just me not resetting things properly. So the other thing we need to do is check this field to see what the current status of for precision farming. Wow, look at this. We've got some funky colors going here. So yeah, I think we could put a round of digestate. So maybe once we put the sawmill in, a round of digestate for me and my friends, and then we should be ready for the winter, basically. And then basically what I can do is between now and when we hit the spring, I can just keep loading the sawmill, keep loading the firewood, make sure that all the the animal products, the animal byproducts or whatever, like the wool and the milk and that are getting to the right places, so things can continue functioning. And and we should have a prosperous spring, I think. Well, I'm jumping ahead because there's probably a selling session in there somewhere. But all right, so I said I wanted to ferment these over near the biogas, which I guess in reality, because all we're doing is growing. I was gonna say because we're just growing a field. I'm gonna put them on the grass field over here. Yeah, that'll do. Then I can still spray the digestate and not have those bales get in the way. So this episode has taken a substantial amount of in real life time because I've had phone calls, I've had injury / crash reports from my kid riding motocross. Actually, he came back. I was outside looking at his bike. For sure, we got the new radiator on order already. Likely need new plastics because the plastics are broken and stretched. The graphics kit is he's got custom graphics with his race number on it. Those are now wrecked in one panel, so I don't know whether we can just get the one panel or not, but we'll find out. It's a whole mess. Then we were getting under. He's having he bought a pickup truck that. It's an 05, actually same year as my Tundra, but he bought an 05 Silverado, and anyways, it's turned out that it's not in any kind of condition that he should be keeping it, and we were kind of underneath it and discovering some new issues as we were hanging out outside. So that was a while. Him and I got to get up early tomorrow morning and go. My my stepfather moving, so we got to go help them over the next 2 days. So got a lot of prep there. But anyway, so I was outside and then came back in. I got another call from the suspension guy. So it's been a lot. I actually made dinner in the middle of all this. Had jerk chicken wraps. It's been a long haul. All right, so we're gonna put this trailer back. We're going to put in the sawmill. We're going to make sure we got landscaping done. We'll see what the digestate is like. This is probably going to not be one of my short episodes that I was, priding myself on. But that's okay. I don't mind. If you guys don't mind, I don't mind. Crop destruction on wheat? I don't think there's any crop destruction yet, is there? Shall we chance it? Grow stage 2. Well, let's watch those wheels, folks. No, I would say we're good. But, I mean, in real life, the amount of tire spinning that's going on right now would just be shredding this wheat. Shredded wheat. But we're getting off lucky right now. Watch out, deer. Oh, my God. Ah, I'm going to get you. It's kind of cool. I didn't know they actually ran away from you. All right, $50,000, eh? So we have a spawn point. So I think right there, I believe that is a spawn, the hash marks there. I believe that's a spawn point for the products that you produce. There's a spot right there in the middle to get wood chips, I believe. The dump point, I think, is on that side. So this probably should go like this. We're going to be using free mode. And then we'll probably use the move placeables mod to kind of clean things up. Yeah, this thing is like sinking way in the ground. There's a cool 50 grand. If I don't completely destroy all the land around here, I can still grow a bit of grass. We'll smooth that out. I think there's really no reason to be behind it. So we could potentially salvage a bit of field behind it. Still getting that kind of delay where you're not really seeing what you've done. It waits a second. That was really frustrating when this game first came out. All right, so let me see if I can drop this into the ground slightly. There, so it's lowered somewhat into the ground. I'm kind of tempted to lower that right into the ground to get rid of that pad. Let's see what it looks like, and then we can put it in gravel. Yeah, I'm not sold on the mixed... Oops. I'm not sold on the mixed pad versus actual ground texture there, but the nice thing is there's no interior for this, I don't believe, so kind of makes the whole thing a little bit easier to blend. All right, I'm going to put some wood in there, so at least while we're trying to make sense of the decoration, we can get this thing producing something. Why did the other wood log just disappear, but these ones are not? Yeah, it took some of the log. What about these logs? Is there a reason why this is clearly in the dump zone? Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm going to figure that one out. We will go and throw down some digestate to make sure that works, and then I'll probably leave with my tail between my legs in retreat. Let's see what happens here. Let me get the let's see what the field thinks of some digestate. So how fast do you think this digestate's going to go? Based on the way this episode's been going here, I think it's going to vanish insanely quick. All right, well, we are definitely getting fertilized right now, that's for sure. It looks horrific. This spray. Don't get caught in that. What are we going to be, about 75%? One pass, maybe? Close, 70%. And we had 50,000 liters. I'm not doing any math, forget it. This episode's been taking me way too long to start doing math. We're just going to enjoy the beautiful brown fountain coming out of the back end as we take this one into the sunset. Well, I'll say that this is at least going right because it is definitely representing a fertilized layer, state, whatever. So we'll call this a win. Just how quickly we burn through the digestate is another story. But I think what we're going to do is, on this note, we'll probably leave it here. I got to make sure that I didn't make a mistake with that sawmill, and then I'll have it loaded up anyways. Hopefully, maybe because I sunk it in the ground, it kind of screwed up the dump point. Maybe, I don't know. I'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll leave it there. And I think like I said, I think it'll be probably a sell off and a mowing or something in the next one, is my guess, as we get ourselves kind of like into that zone. And oh, wait. There, 50 grand paid towards the loan. We're down to 400,000. With I think what are going to be some big paydays coming, we should be in good shape for paying things down. Because really, I'm not putting any. Well, I said this before too, but I'm going to try not to put any more productions down, and we'll try to just focus on taking the money and putting it right to the loan. All right. So this is a bit of a we'll see what the edit's like. This certainly feels like a bit of a disjointed episode, but we'll see what kind of editing magic we can put together and make this digestible in the spirit of digestate, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So anyways, throw me a like on this one, because I've suffered my backside off to get us to this point, but. You know what you do? You throw me a like, and then you definitely tell me in the comments what you really think. That'd be a good deal. All right, I'm gonna shut up, and I'll say see you later, and goodbye.